Okay. So we're going to start with our class number 6, that it's going to have a little bit of vocabulary and grammar. Okay, so we can talk also. So we're going to start with time or money. So which is more
Mhm.
important to you, time or money? And why? So think of 3 examples to justify your answer. No, if money is more important to you, so give me 3 examples of why this is important or true for you. And if it's the opposite, why too.
Mm, okay. Uh, in my case, my opinion, I think that time is more important than money because money is something that you can earn or uh, you can make money, but the time is important because the time passed and you can uh, recover the time that has passed. So for me, it's more important the time. Also because you only have one life, and in the time you can have more experiences and share time with important people. Money maybe is the second important thing in my life. It's it's very clear that it's important because without money you can't live or you can't buy something. But uh, in my point of view, the time is it's it's much important.
Maybe money is necessary, but it's not important. No,
Yeah.
like we need it, as you mentioned, to live, but it's not as important as time. And what do you do, for example, what do you do to 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 spend time in the best way?
I'm also try to do a lot of things that can give me memories, and also my my purpose is try to take advantage of the time. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, for use this time with my important with people that is it's important to me. For example, I also try to make good memories with my parents or my girlfriends or sisters, because at the end, uh, I think that the purpose is that I don't want to regret thinking about things that I could uh, do, and also always try to do something different or try to do something that I want to do.
Oh, okay, okay, very good. Remember that when you use wanna, that it's good. So you say, I don't wanna regret. No, I don't wanna to is not because you want to. So I don't wanna regret. No, I don't want to regret. So we don't use the to because it's not necessary, because it's on your wanna. And yes, you talk about the purpose. No, the purpose is to spend more time with your family. No, that is the purpose. So here we have some vocabulary that we're going to use. Okay, you are going to complete these sentences about you and the place you live. For example, the first expression is the cost of living is where I live. And we have 2 examples, no? The cost of living is generally low where I live. Or the other is the cost of living is not very low where I live, but it's possible to have a good standard of living there if you have a good salary. Okay, so the idea is that we can complete the expressions that we are using with your ideas. Okay.
Okay. Uh, the cost of living is a little bit expensive because where I live, because it's too near, is near to San Isidro. So maybe it's expensive or is in the middle of the cost of living for people that have medium revenues, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm,
I think, I don't know. I think that the cost of living nowadays is it's very high. No, sometimes there are some things that you can find that keeps the price or the way, but most of the time, I believe it's very high. It grows a lot since pandemic, I think. What about number two, Mauricio?
mm. Uh, it's possible to have a good standard of living where I live. Uh, if it's a conditional.
It is a
Mhm.
conditional. Mm-hmm. But they are using
Um,
present. They are using present
mhm.
in the second part. So in the first part, you have to use present too.
Mhm. It's a it's possible to have a good standard of living where I live if you have a good salary.
Okay, if you have a good
Mhm.
salary, yeah. What about
And
number
also
three?
it's it's difficult to find a good work and life balance
Now,
there because
work or life? Which one would you choose?
ah okay.
You can talk about work and then you can talk about life balance. But what would be the
uh, for me it's difficult to find a good life balance there because you spend a lot of time moving or
on transportation,
on transportation
commuting? That's the
commuting.
word. Commuting. I'm going to write it here. To commute. Commuting. Commuting, the verb is to commute. Commute is a word that people use to talk about how you transport from your house to your work, from your house to university. You know, for example, if I go to work, I say, well, I always commute for about 30 minutes. It means that I go from my house to my work. No? Oh, what are you doing? I'm commuting. Arrive in my house at 5. So commuting is that you are transport yourself to your house at to your work or to your work to your house, no?
Okay. Yes, because the idea is that it's difficult to find a good life balance there because you spend a lot of time commuting to your house or after your work. And also actually a lot of companies uh, are very exigent with their employers and with the also with the uh, house working, maybe the work or when you work from your house. uh,
No, this is home office.
home or your home office
Home
or your
office.
home office. Uh, also mm, uh, get a lot of time of your, or reduce your free time.
Okay, that is important too. Okay.
Number 4, it's difficult to boost your career chances there because actually find a new post
A new position. A new
a new
position.
a new position or a new MBA or a new degree. It's very expensive, and also you have to work very hard to
To get it.
to get it.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Sometimes boosting the career it's yeah, difficult because you mentioned, no, it's difficult to get a new position, or if you want to study something, it's expensive, no? Number 5.
Uh, I really value the
No, number
parts.
number 5.
5. Ah, mm, it's easy to have a healthy lifestyle there because you have a lot of gyms very close, and also you you can find the way to do some exercise.
Uh-huh. Yes, you're right. Number 6.
I
Value,
re
value. I really value.
I really value uh the green areas where I live because make the space where I live more beautiful, and also give it to me uh, some type of peace. Um, and number 7, for this.
Afford is when you can pay for something, that you have enough
Oh,
money to pay for something. So you can or can afford to. You can also not necessarily to pay, but to do something, no? Maybe you can do something, or maybe you can't, no? For example, I can't afford to live in another place because that means that I have to buy a new apartment, no? Or I can afford to live in my own house because I saved a lot of money for many years and now I have my own place. No, so it's
mhm. For example, I can't afford to live by my own in my actual apartment because it's too expensive to pay uh, with only my salary.
okay. So the idea is I can't afford to live alone. To live alone because I cannot rent. I cannot rent a flat or an apartment with my salary, no? In number 8,
Mhm. Uh, I will be happy to take a salary cut if
a salary
cut.
cut.
I will be happy to make a salary cut if
To take a salary cut.
to take a salary cut hmm, if I can go if I can live in another country with all pay.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, I will be.
I'd
w-
be I'd be willing.
What is willing?
I'd be willing is like I will accept. I agree.
Yeah. I I'll be
I will
willing
be happy, no?
to trade my current job for mm, be a airplane pilot, maybe
Okay, for being an
for being.
airplane pilot. Okay, to be a pilot. Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's word,
Worth it is that
word.
vale la pena, ¿no? It worth it.
Mm,
For example, you can say,
mhm.
I have to wake up at 5:30, but it is worth it because I can do some exercise before I go to work.
Okay, okay. I understand. I have to spend more time in my work, but it is worth it because I learn uh, something new every day.
Okay. Okay. So remember, now we have cost of living, a standard of living, work or life balance. Okay. Boost. No, you can boost your career, lifestyle, you value something, you can afford to do something, take a salary cut, trade, like exchange, and worth it. No, what something is worth it is that it is something that you are going to be happy about it. So now we are going to complete the review of the CAFE with the correct prepositions because we've been working with some expressions and prepositions, okay? So we have the preposition for, of, in, on, to, and with. So can you complete the paragraph with the prepositions?
Mm. Okay, I don't know the number 5.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
so let's check. Okay, so can you read?
Okay, one of my favorite places in town in Worldwide Cafe. They have a different pricing system. They charge for the time you spend there, and the price doesn't depend of what you eat or drink. You
Okay, so
pay by
doesn't depend on. We always use depend on something. Okay, depend on something. So the price doesn't depend on what you eat or drink. Okay, so it depends on something or someone. Okay, so in this case, depend on.
something. You pay by the minute, and the amount of coffee you drink or don't drink doesn't have an effect in your final check.
On your
On
final check. It doesn't have an effect
okay.
on your final check.
The place has other attractions too. You can treat yourself with a great selection of snacks and take
Of
uh, of
advantage of something. To take advantage of something, of an endless supply of hot and cold drinks.
what it means endless supply.
Endless supply, it means that it never ends. Endless, that it
Endless.
never ends.
Okay. Advantage of an endless supply of hot and cold drinks. The comfortable chairs, big tables, and friendly atmosphere also play an important role on the success of the place, or
Um,
or is in.
in the case of
Number 6.
yes,
Yeah.
number, yeah, but also I'm sorry. Yeah. So the cafe relies on regular customers. We rely on something. You rely on something, you rely on someone. Trust. Rely on. So the cafe relies on regular customers who use it as an informal working place. In fact, the owners came up with the idea for the system when they realized that a lot of people were using the cafe as an office. So they decide to make the most of the situation, most of us, no? We say most of us, you can make the most of this situation. Most of you know. So we use that expression. Most of you know, most of us know, most of the situation. They decide to
Okay.
make the most of the situation and invest it with invested with no and invested we can use here oh give me a second. Yes, so the situation uninvested with a super fast invested in a super fast internet connection.
Okay. But what is the most important difference between on
No, we don't
well,
have,
well
it's not, in this case, you cannot have differences. We can use difference when we are talking about preposition of place, preposition of time. No, for that we have rules. But then you don't have rules for this kind of prepositions. You have to remember the phrasal verbs. How do you remember the phrasal verbs? Together. For example, you charge for something. Okay? You have an advantage of something. You depend on someone. You rely on someone. So you have to practice together. So you have to practice this together.
Okay.
Okay, because in this case, there are not rules. For example, the position of place. If I am sitting on the chair or I am sleeping in the bed. So according to the position, you can have rules. For the time, too. But in this case, no, they are all together.
Okay.
Mm,
Most of their customers agree that they pay a fair price for the service.
most of their customers agree that they pay for something. Pay a fair price for the services that are offered at 8 cents a minute the work. Yeah, yeah. That's the correct one. I want to pass this. Give me a second so I want to take a picture so I can have them. Ah, I just erased it. Give me a second. I'm going to cut it. Okay. Okay, so according to the story, according to the story that we just read, okay, um, here in number 11 is 4, no with. No, you say 4, right?
Yes, I
I am
use
confusing with.
for.
I am confusing. Okay, 4. Okay, so according to the reading, we have some questions, okay? So what do you think of the cafe's pricing systems? Do you think the customers pay a fair price for for what the cafes offers?
Yes, because finally, the customers uh, don't pay by don't pay the coffee. They pay by the time that they spent in this place.
So you think
Uh,
it's fair?
yes,
Okay. And
it's something different.
yes, what is your
Uh-huh.
opinion about this system?
It's it's weird, but
Unusual.
maybe
It's
unusual,
unusual.
but maybe can work because a lot of people can go to this place and they spend a lot of time working, and also maybe the cost that the cafeteria have with the coffee it's very low, so they pay that the customers the price that the customers pay uh, could be can be suficientes
Enough.
enough to 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 the to the money that the cafeteria in invest invest.
Invest.
Yes.
Okay. Which aspects of the cafe would play a role in your decision to eat or drink there?
Uh, could be especially the time that you spend in the cafeteria. It's a important aspect that that uh, influenced me to go to that place.
Okay. And how much would you pay if you could suggest a price?
Maybe if maybe it could be 12 cents a minute, very similar to a parking slot here in Peru. That
Okay.
they also uh,
Charge you.
charge for maybe 10 or 12 cent of soles for minute.
And do you think this kind of cafe would work here?
Maybe could be a possibility. It depends because actually are place that a lot of people go to work. Also
Okay.
could be a good idea.
So let's check. What activities do you spend the most time on every week?
The first activity it's working. It's my work and also uh, sadly it's commuting
Yeah.
because it's it's a lot of time commute
To
to
your
my
work.
work to my house
Where do you work? In which district?
in La Molina, and also
Um,
I live in Jesus Maria, so
all
I
Javier
spent
Prado. You
yes
have to
I
commute
spent
all Javier Prado.
a lot of time.
Yeah. The traffic jam, no?
Yes,
And which ones do you think are time well spent?
uh, definitely weekends when I do some sport. Saturdays and Sundays I spend maybe 3 hours for day doing surf. So
Oh, really?
I love to spend my time on weekends doing surf.
Even in the winter?
Yes.
Okay. I feel cold. And which activities are a waste of time
Mm,
and why? No?
for me, definitely, it's stay uh, in my bed doing nothing or just it's a waste of time just staying in your bed and also maybe just doing or uh, playing some games in the computer.
Ah, okay. Playing video games. Yeah, I think that, yeah, waste of time would be like watching TikTok that I start like 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then I check it's 45 minutes. And it's like, what? So yeah, I try not to do that. So for me, it's a waste of time. So we're going to start talking about two and enough. Okay. Let's read conversation one. You are A and I am B.
Okay, I can't afford this dress. It's too expensive.
And it isn't pretty enough to spend that much. Conversation two. I am A and you are B. How do you like your new neighborhood?
Well, it is too noisy and is close enough to arrive early at work every day.
So what are the words to and enough expressing when used in these sentences?
Mm, it's too, maybe it's something that I don't know how to explain. Mm, It's mm, for example, it's too expensive. It's very similar to say it's very expensive. It's when you compare it with others. For example, with other things that are very similar, it's too expensive, maybe.
Okay.
And enough,
In the case,
it's
for example, in the case of very and to are different. When you say very, well, for example, no, this is very expensive, it's okay, but you are trying to mention that it is something that you maybe you can't afford, or maybe it's something that you don't want to afford. Okay. But when you say it's too expensive, it means that it's more than necessary. So more expensive than it really value. Okay. Too noisy, the same, no? It's more than they need to be. So when we use too, it's negative. Okay. We are mentioning that something is not really nice, it's negative. And we are saying that we have more than necessary about something. Okay, so when we use to, it is not positive, it is negative, and you are saying that this is more than you need or more than necessary. And what about enough? Oh, the microphone, sorry.
yes. Enough, it's something that maybe they can't uh, uh, achieve the expectations, maybe, or comply the expectations that some that you have about something.
Yeah, when you say enough, it means that you have the right amount. So it's what you need. No more, no less. It's what you require. So it's as required, no? So when you say it's pretty enough, you mean that if I only say, oh, this is pretty enough, I say that is the necessary amount that I need. I don't need a prettier dress, just this one, no? It's close enough, so it's what I need. I don't need more. Now, to and enough, do they have the same meaning?
Um, no, it's different.
They
They are
have
different.
different meanings. So remember, when we talk about enough, it's that it's the right amount, is what you really need. When it's two, you're using two, it's more than you are expecting, more than you need. Okay, so use to and enough to say something is unacceptable, not a good idea. Okay, use to and not enough. To and not enough. When something is unacceptable or not a good thing. The dress is too expensive, so I am not going to buy it. No, the price isn't affordable enough, so I don't have the right amount. Use not to and enough to say that something is acceptable. The place isn't too far away, so it means that in this case, when you're using isn't, the negative, it's making something positive. My neighborhood is quite enough, no? The right amount. Phrases with to and enough are often followed by an infinitive. It means that you need the verb in the base form. My house is too small to have a pet. My room isn't spacious enough to place two beds. So when you are using a verb, you need to use the adjective and then to and the verb. The word enough goes after an adjective, but before a noun. Jacob is popular enough to become an influencer. I don't have enough followers to publicize my brand. Okay, in the case of too, you use too big, too small, too quiet. And we have Jacob is popular enough. It's correct. Jacob is enough popular is not correct. The position. I don't have enough followers. I don't have followers enough. It's incorrect because of the position. Okay? Any question about this?
No, no, it's clear.
So let's complete. Complete the paragraph with to and enough.
Alright, okay. Okay.
So can you read it?
On weekdays, I spend too much time sitting down. I don't have enough time to exercise. I am usually too tired after a long day at work. Luckily, on the weekend, it's not too bad. I have enough time to everything exercise, family, friends, and fun. That it's good enough for me.
And that is good enough for me. Very good. That is good enough for me. Okay, so let's use this. Okay. And we are going to discuss these questions, okay? Remember to use enough and to when you are talking about this quality of life. What do you think are the most important factors in having good quality of life? So we have time to do things, things to do in your free time, living near your family. So we have different. So what is an important factor? You can mention some of them and try to use two or enough. For example, something that is very important for me is living near my family. I live close enough to my family, and I think that this is something that it's really positive. Make us be closer and help each other, and this this isn't too too healthy sometimes, but it is positive most of the time. So what are things that are important factors in having a good quality of life?
For me, uh, I think that it's necessary or it's very important have enough time to do something, to do the things that you really want to do. It's necessary, and also you have to do the really things that you want to do and spend your time in doing things that make me happy. And also uh,
What are the things that you do that make you happy and that you have maybe enough time to do them, or maybe you would like to have more time?
uh, could be spend more time doing sports. I feel that in my week I don't uh, make the enough sports.
Okay.
Uh, and maybe it's an activity that I really want to spend more use more time doing sports to do
Sports.
sports.
Okay. Uh-huh. And what about friends? Do you think you spend enough time with your friends?
In my case, no, because I don't have friends here in Lima, so I don't spend time with friends. Maybe with my coworkers uh, in my job, but they aren't uh, very close to me, or they
Uh-huh.
aren't
They are
the,
not close enough.
exactly, they are not close enough to be my friends.
Mm-hmm. And what about living near your family? Is this something important for a quality of life?
Um, yes, I think that it's very it's necessary, and also could be something that can make the difference, because if you live the near enough to your family, could help could can help you to resolve or to solve any problems that you can have. And also, if you have any problems, or you want to spend time with your family on weekends, living near could be a factor that you can use to spend with much time with your family.
Okay. And which do you think is the biggest problem for a good quality of life? Time, money, or something different?
Mm, maybe both. Uh, I think that time and money are important, and also that, like we talked um, a few minutes ago, money is necessary to have a good quality of life, but also time is important because you really need time to live, to spend time doing things that you really want to do or you love to do. So to have a good quality of life, it's a few part of both a good time and also have the enough money
Enough money, to have enough money, no?
enough money to live with the basic things that you need.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes happens that sometimes I have money, but I do not have time, or I have time, but I do not have money, no? So maybe we need to have both of them like in a middle space. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, Mauricio. So we're going to stop here. Mauricio, remember that on Friday is holiday, is August 30, so it's holiday. So we are going to see each other on Monday. Okay?
Okay, okay, no
Okay, okay.
problem.
So
Yes.
take care, have a nice weekend, rest,
Okay,
and hope you can do things that you like.
thanks. Bye.
Take care a lot.